Hi, Dr. Carlin. So I'm just going to give the justification of the syllabication activity for our teletherapy practice. So for this activity, the client is a preschool student. So the purpose of syllabication is to decode unfamiliar and multisyllabic words. It helps students learn where to divide a word in half by looking for a prefix or a suffix. Syllabication is useful for students who are reading at a lower level to practice reading longer words. It is easier for a child to discern syllable boundaries compared to sounds in a word. Using multisensory teaching for this activity is effective because it incorporates visual, auditory, and kinesthetic tactile pathways that, when used simultaneously, enhance memory and learning of a written language. Multisensory instruction improves phonemic awareness, phonics, and reading comprehension skills. Frequently, clapping or placing one's hand underneath his or her chin are helpful ways to help young children feel or hear the different parts of a word. In this activity, the child claps with the clinician and draws a line down the middle of a word to see the two word parts. The purpose is to divide up or break down a word into smaller or more manageable syllables. So there are 4 syllable division patterns. For 2 syllables, you're supposed to look for the vowel in between the word. The syllable division patterns are VCCV, VCV, VCV, and then V and V. So because this is the first therapy session with this particular client, I used spondy words, so they have similar stress for each word. So I used words like fire truck and baseball. These kind of words have equal stress on both parts of the word. Because this child is soon to be in kindergarten, I figured we could practice clapping out the number of syllables, and this is called syllable segmentation. This is the ability to tell how many syllables are in a word. However, often preschoolers begin by practicing clapping out words in a sentence instead. It is important to use activities that are appropriate for the child. So depending on the child, we can either clap out the words in a sentence or clap out the syllables in a word. I'm hoping that this child will be able to clap out syllables in a word. Because this is the first session, we use block trials, meaning I use all spondy words which have equal stress on both sides of the word. Hopefully we will move on. I know this child deletes the weak syllable, so eventually we'll get into words that have a stress syllable and an unstressed syllable, or a strong syllable and a weak syllable. But right now we're just kind of practicing words with equal stress just so the child can hear the 2 parts of the word and break those down. I mentioned this before, but we're doing multisensory activities, so we do the visual with a line drawing through the middle of the word. I provided a worksheet that has a space for the child to trace the line down the middle. We're hoping that because this is a teletherapy session, I know that would be hard for a preschool child to do by his or herself, so we're hoping a parent could help and join in with the simple reading and writing exercises with this activity. We did clapping of the syllables, so words like baseball, we would clap together. I would say the word first so the child could hear it, and then we would clap together and then count the syllables that way. If the child doesn't understand or doesn't seem to be picking up on this, we also did the under the chin baseball, so the child could feel how many times the jaw dropped and how many different parts of a word there were that way. Because this is the first session, it is also important to incorporate a lot of performance feedback. So I could say things like, I loved how your jaw dropped twice for that 2-syllable word, or I loved how you stressed both parts of the word. Really just encouraging the child to be as involved as possible for this session. So I hope you like it. Thank you for watching.